What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Darkest Dungeon, where I, Splattercat, shall be your host as we run through the Crumpington Estate, smashing, grabbing, and destroying monsters. Mostly the grabbing monsters. There's a reason why we have restraining orders up in here. Anyways, we've got a whole bunch of crests that we should probably be spending on, like, something. Oh, my kitty co-pilot is leaving. She was sitting on my lap up until I started talking, and I think I get too loud and it annoys her. I don't know, my talking annoys some people. I can accept that. I can accept that. I get a lot of emails from people like, why don't you ever shut the hell up? And I'm like, why don't you stop sending out grumpy emails? I mean, we all have problems. You don't see me emailing you about your weird grumpy email addiction. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, we all got issues. Let's just, like, celebrate the fact that we're all different and weird and we like different things rather than focusing on how much we hate each other. It's all, oh, she left kitty litter all over my lap. That is disgusting. And she gets so cuddly after she takes a shit. That's what it is. She just dropped a Duke in the other room because I could smell it. And she gets super cuddly after she, like, lays one down on the when she lays one down on the old kitty litter. It's bad. Anyways, let me take a look here. We're gonna see what we can accomplish. So I would like to get this to be a little bit cheaper if we can manage it. I mean, getting rid of some of these costs. This is the thing that we have been largely focusing on for most of the time. Oh my god, I'm being deafened. I mean, absolutely deafened by the narrator right now. There we go. Turn it down slightly. You guys won't hear any difference, but seriously, he just blasted into my ears at like a bajillion decibels. Alright, so we've got the guild over here. What can we do with you? Allows skill upgrades to level 5. I don't think we need that quite yet. What else can we do with some of these goodies? What about the sanitarium? What can we do over here? So you need a lot of busts, and you need, like, a lot of other random stuff in order to make this work. However, sure, why not? I can go after that. What did that do for me right there? Just lowered my treatment costs slightly. Who do we have that has, like, extra problems that need to be taken care of? He's not in too bad a shape. McCall, how you feeling? Thin-blooded? Okay, so she's looking pretty good right now. I'm just going to try and, like, run through my A-team real fast and figure out who needs to be, since we can't bring Tardif anymore. Actually, I should probably get him going too, since I do plan on playing with him as one of my characters. We'll get rid of his nervous so that he doesn't have a stress bonus to the enemy. The enemy hits him for more stress than normal, and so that could be problematic. I've already got Buron locked in there. They're getting rid of his flawed release, because that's one of those things. You just can't feel manly if your release is flawed. You gotta derive your manliness from other locations, and they're teaching him with violence and syringes how to do just that. We have portraits, and we have other stuff. I think need deeds for this place. I don't know why I can't remember that or, like, lock it down. I don't know, brain damage or something. Not sure. We got portraits for this place, though. So since these portraits are looking pretty good, I don't think there's going to be any problem, like,
all manner of diversion and dalliance await those who cross the
like going all in on this place, maybe? Doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, there you go.
Maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
66%. We're almost there. We're almost done with the tavern getting it done. The game definitely looks a little... I'd love it if the tavern keeper started to look better too. Like this picture over here, like his clothes got nicer. The background bottles got nicer. Like this little overlay over here got nicer, so it starts out kind of busted with like holes, and then you got like the little... I don't know what those are called. Like, I mean, I don't think we use those in the United States when we build houses. They're like little overlay. I don't know. They kind of remind me of shingles a little bit. Everything here is just like plaster on top of like insulation. That's all that it is. Seriously, every house here is like McMansion. What the hell? That thing got nicer? Oh, that's crazy. Our statue rebuilt itself spontaneously. That's slightly nerve-wracking, but it's far from the weirdest thing that's happened here. I figure we could probably get away with going on another big mission, maybe? I don't know. That's a short veteran mission right there. That seems pretty good. We could go after the Necromancer again if you wanted to do that. I don't know if it'll work out, but it pays well. I mean, so if that's what you're looking for, that's what you can get out of it. Yeah, sure. Let's go after it. Let's see if we can beat the next Necromancer, and that'll unlock... You can get into the Cove, I think, after this, I think. You have to kill at least a couple of these bosses, though, and then we've never been to the Cove, too, so I'd like to try that out. I'll bring McCall, since she's updated. Tardif is still sort of, like, out and away. We would have to bring sort of a... we'd have to bring an okay party for this, but not, like, a good one in order to get it done. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. Figure we bring Viewpoint, maybe? I don't know if he'd be of that much help, but we could. I mean, this is not the best party for what we're trying to accomplish right here, because he's going to summon a skeleton every single turn. And so you want to have at least a little bit of cleaving ability if you want to make it work. So I'm thinking we might want to wait until Dufay gets leveled up. Yeah, let's wait till Doofy gets leveled up. We got a long mission over here. We don't really have much of a choice now, do we? So let's bring Doofy. I don't suppose that by any chance... Let me get rid of this Vestal here. I don't suppose that we have any extra jesters around, do we? Yay or nay? No extra jesters, huh? Well, since we have no extra jesters... I don't know who I'd rather bring along on this one. I'd like to have some kind of stress reduction. We do get 2 campfires, so there's that, but... I don't know. I still feel nervous about it. Maybe bring Sour Diesel. We'll bring... Let's see here. We needed Doofy. Where you at, Doofy? There you go. Doofy's in. I find a hard time. I have a hard time finding a place for him in my line. If I have like a bunch of bounty hunters, for sure, he's great. But for right now, I tend to step away from him a little bit. Let's go after. God, not a lot of mission variety right now that I can really jump off of. A little bit concerned at the moment. I may have leveled up a few too many of these guys. I might have to get rid of like one of them. Probably Baudelaire would be the one that I would get rid of. I see no situation in which we need like that many Vestals, so maybe I'll cut them down slightly, and then we'll think about grabbing somebody else in here that can level up slightly. I mean, I'd like to have, ever since we lost our Crusader, I'd like to have another one. He's got okay stats. He can come along. I'd like to level him.
Sword arm anchored by holy purpose.
Sure.
A zealous warrior.
As long as it's not anchored by gravity, I'm okay with that. Just make sure that you're able to swing. That's all that I care about in the entire world. I'll probably run them both with Inspiring Cry. Take off Battle Heal and run that right there. The stun might be a better call on one of them too. Then again... I don't know, we could bring one of them along. I mean, I don't really like this character that much, but she's decent. She's not like awful. Like for example, Gurney right there. No, never mind, not Gurney. That one right there. She's pretty good as a combat doctor. She's not amazing, but
laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield.
I suppose we'll go with Marcy then. Let's go ahead and upgrade Dufay to increase his chances of surviving long term. You know, let's get you some new armor and like a new sword. There you go. Finance it on the town. It's all good. This is what we spend the taxes on. And then now that he's got that, I'd probably send him in here to upgrade a couple of his abilities and make them better, especially since they are super cheap right now. So there it is. He's all upgraded. I haven't upgraded any of the abilities on Sour Diesel either. And so with Sour Diesel, I would like you to actually be really good at all this stuff. It would make me a lot happier. And so now that she's updated, what kind of armor updates are we looking at for her? Yeah, increase that dodge. Make her super dodgy. I'm okay with it. She's about to be one of our tier 3 characters anyways. We'll do some long missions in here. I think I'll go with Dufay, Pickery. We'll go with Sour Diesel, and then we'll go with Reveres. Did I upgrade Reveres at all? I feel like I should. Let me give Reveres an upgraded healer too. There we go. A little bit better. It's going to hurt us. We're not going to be able to provision quite as well, but I'd rather clear the dungeon in style than leave the dungeon in shame. You right there. You right there. I wish that we had... I could bring Turnbutt, too. I could give her a day off and bring Turnbutt if I wanted to. That'd bring him up to level 2. Yeah, let's bring Turnbutt. Why not? It's a little bit melee heavy, but it'll work. Alright, so provisions. We obviously are going to need a bunch of that stuff. A bunch of that. Starting up again, I think it's time for us to take a look at the layout. Okay. Layout's not actually that bad. We're in decent shape. I don't think this is going to be so bad. Let's work our way through it. Ow! He said as he stepped on a giant buzzsaw trap that made us bleed horribly.
By evil intent.
My pedicle has been damaged, and now I'm bleeding all over my super awesome robes. I hate that. If there's one thing I hate in life, it's bleeding all over my super awesome robes. When you have super awesome robes, you want them to last a little while, because they tend to be kind of expensive. Treasure room? You don't say. Oh, we have to fight 100% of room battles, though, so this could get a little bit... This could get a little bit hairy. Sure. The hero receives a nasty gash, and so now he's making with the bloodicles everywhere. First fight is up. It looks like it's actually going to be one of the worst fights you can get out here. Okay. Ready for it. Ready for it. We got the supplies on hand. We can make this thing happen. This fight is on demand, son. You guys can bring it. Bring your best game. I hope you do. I'm going to mark him up for next turn. We'll get him started off. DPS might be a little bit lacking on this one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. He's ready to ride. I'll probably go... Yeah, let's just go straight on in with that right there, because that'll help us get rid of the second line, too. I mean, we're not going to kill this guy in the first turn anyways, unless we get really lucky with crits. And I'd really rather not, like, rely on that. It's just... I don't want to rely on, like, fandangled things that only occur when you rely on dice, so, I'd rather let it go. Those aleatory chances to call back to her. Oh, does she still get the heal? See, I find it frustrating that the enemy, even when they miss, their cytokinesis and their buffs still go off, but if you miss, you don't get the buff component of your attack. Like, it just seems kind of one-sided. Like, Like, let's all play by the same rules. I'm fine with the game being difficult, but having things obviously stacked in one side's favor, there it is, sometimes bothers me. That should... Why didn't anybody else get any stress back? That makes me sad. I love stress reduction. It's one of my favorite things. Reduce stress better. There we go.
Give them no quarter.
We will probably want to focus on some kind of hook where it hurts. I think we already discussed this, but everywhere is where a hook hurts. I'm actually going to keep him... I'm going to have him mark this little guy because I'd like to do a heal, and then I'd like to get some stress taken care of, too. Let's throw out a big heal right there. And then when it comes to these two's turns, I think I'm going to have them both throw a little stress reduction on her.
We require only the strength to follow it.
There you go. A little bit better. She's already almost at 50% stress. And, like, we're not even in the third room right now, so I'd rather keep it that way. As long as you deal damage, I've heard that the diminishing returns from the stress don't happen. That's what I've read anyways, is that you can forestall it so long as you deal damage and you don't use stuns. It still, like, works. This will be a party, however, that benefits from if she has the little chanty thing. I probably should have verified that before we came in, but whatever. Part of being Splattercat. You know, measure once, cut twice, or whatever the opposite of what my dad used to say is. Let's go ahead and dig through this right here. I know I just put him in physical pain when I said that. I bet he's sitting at home right now. He's like, I just got the worst headache. Why did I get this headache? I feel like my son is failing me somewhere. Damn it. My son just said something stupid and now my head hurts via the ether. Oh my god. Go ahead and get rid of this landmine or whatever the hell it is right there. Or step on it, that's fine. If you want to disarm it with your face, I'm not going to complain. I mean, I would prefer that you do it in a way that doesn't end up with us just getting annihilated, but hey, whatever. Eat a couple of things right there, and into the next room we go to find out if enemies with blows to throw are in the know about our presence. Okay, a lot of chances to, like, move a couple rooms right here, and since things aren't looking so good on this run, I'll probably try and stick to the rooms right now. What does this do? Can I burn it? I feel like burning this thing. Oh, it has a shovel inside of it. Can I use a shovel on it? No? Aw, shit. I just wasted my time. I should probably get this. I actually looked up a list right now of the things, but it's on the wrong page right now. And so I can't, like, adjust it mid-episode without, like, terrible, horrible things happening. I suppose that I could, but I would have to turn on my other computer, which is not on right now. I have dual screen, but this game acts weird when you, like, do stuff on the other screen without telling it. It gets frustrated. It likes to be, it's a diva. It likes to be the center of attention. Okay, well, I'm figuring now is as good a time as any for our first campfire, so I guess we'll just go for that.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
First campfire, we'll go all in. Just get rid of some of this stress and keep it off the top. For right now, though, she's got Chant, which is cheap, and it'll probably help him out a little bit. On this side, I still have no idea what Planned Takedown does. I think it makes it so that if you've got a monster that takes 2 slots, you deal more damage to it or something. Pretty sure that's what the translation is right there. Go Unshakable Leader. Zealous Speech, that's pretty good. What else do we have in here? Zealous Vigil. And then Stand Tall. I definitely want to go with that one. We'll take the Stress Resistance. We got a lot of dungeon in front of us. And then once we've got that taken care of, we got the Zealous Speech, which is all companions heal 10% and then reduce stress by 10. That's not bad. I'll take it. I mean, I'd like stress to be lowered. If we get attacked in our sleep, it may not matter. I've actually had attacks in our sleep that maxed out stress and things before, so sometimes you get good luck, sometimes you get bad luck. I'm hoping we get good. We are the flame. Are we? Are we that warm? I'm not sure that our ability to throw heat is quite so good as your
spirits are lifted.
presuming. The narrator likes to talk over me, I don't know, or I like to talk over him. We go both ways. It's kind of like a rivalry thing that we have going on. To be fair, he says like the same 8 things over and over and over again, whereas I have always new and fresh content, sometimes maybe. Drums of Da'am. So of course there's a little bit of stress right there lined up in the early fight. I'm going to start out by, does this go to both lines? Let's go to both lines then. I always feel like he deals more damage with Zealous Accusation than he does with just like a normal attack. I don't know. I feel like that's how it works. I don't know if it's a perceptional thing, but it's how it works to me, so meh. I think he actually counts as like a 1-slot enemy. Let's see if we can get rid of him on this turn, because I don't like looking at him. He's too ugly. He's too ugly to be in my vicinity any longer. Continue to spam out dim heals to make sure my characters are nice and taken care of. And let's go for the back line with Hook where it hurts. Leaves us on the front line right here with Doofy. And what was the other guy's name? I don't even know his name. I feel a little bit bad. We're like halfway through a long dungeon right now, and I don't even know his name. It's a little offensive. It's a tiny bit offensive. Pickery, that's his name. A pickery sounds like a little tiny instrument that's played like in a symphony that's all up towards the top. Like there's piccolos. Well, the pickery would be even smaller. It'd be like, it'd be like way up there, you know. Definitely like a woodwind instrument, I think. I don't think it would be a brass. Oh, good. We got a scout. That's what I was hoping we would get right about here. Help us plan out our adventures a little bit better. I don't know if I should just hit everything on this one. We're in pretty good shape to do so, so maybe I will. I should have turned up the light radius more. I'm getting more stress. Ow! We have stress resist, though, so that's pretty good. Eldritch Push. He pushed the wrong person. He's got Holy Lance. He's going to be back up in your business like 5 seconds from now. I'll probably go, not worth it. Let's just focus on the front line. Big crit taking care of business. That's good. That's good. I think sometimes people say my audio is out of tune, even though it's not, because sometimes I delay and I say things that, like, believe me when I say that I sync it up. Like, I have, like, secret clicks and actually sometimes really, really obvious clicks and things like that that I use to line it up with. Typically, you can hear the button when I end the episode, and I line it up with that when the video feed drops out. But anyways, sometimes I'm just delayed on saying stuff, and I say it, like, way after the fact, and people will be like, that didn't just happen on screen. Like, there'll be a crit, and I'll wait a second, be like, okay, well, big crit right there. People will be like, why is the audio off? Like, it's not. I just waited, like, 5 seconds to say there's the crit. It's perfectly fine. Sometimes it is legitimately off because I forgot to align it. I have a little checklist, and I go through it with each episode, but I don't know. I'm kind of dumb like that. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget. ADD is what it is.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
I feel like I should stick for right now with like using up my torches so that they make room. Like I was gonna run in darkness for a second.
Loot are often low on supplies.
Alright, and another fight up and ready to go. No surprise right there, unfortunately. So, let's go ahead and suffer our damage from these rending fools with their big old ridiculous bling gloves. The gloves o' blang. We've got Drums of Doom yet again to our entire party. Luckily with the stress resist, we should be able to shrug it off fairly well. If we can't shrug it off, we can kind of like raise an eyebrow at it. Whichever works, makes people happy. 10 damage done right there. Turnbutt getting the job done. You can always rely on Turnbutt. He's a nice guy to have around. Not to our enemies, but he's nice for us to have around. A little bit of health out to our front line right there. And then we'll probably go Zealous Accusation right here, which is unfortunately going to fall short of killing this individual. But I've got a plan for that. Another 20 crit. You called his bluff what? Like, a lot of people own bluffs. You don't have to call them, though. I mean, most bluffs, I would assume, aren't even hooked up to telephone access anymore. I mean, who has a landline anymore? Who has that? I don't have a landline. Nobody I know under the age of 40 has a landline. I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm introducing this to, like, a greater international public. But where I live, nobody has a landline. Everybody just has, like, their cell phone, and they just let that be that.
This expedition at least promises success.
Are these torches stacked up? I think I can, yeah, I can do better here. I can do better, and if I can do better, I would prefer to do so. Another fight, actually, against a pretty bad foe, so this one could get rowdy pretty quickly, assuming that we eat a couple crits, or at least we get some blight stacks up and running with no way to dispel them. Much to the front line and a big dodge. That's why we upgrade the armors is. Alright, since these guys are squishy, I'm just going to go at them with AoEs. Ooh, big crit right there to the front line. A little bit of blight apply. He's blighting and bleeding. That's no good. There's a lot of blah going on right now. There's a lot of blah-related adjectives. Well, I guess actually they're verbs. He's bleeding and he's blighting, I suppose. I'll probably go for... Let's just go for that on the back line right there, because he's probably going to finish these two off. with his zealous accusation. Yep, there it is. So all nice and finished off. I feel like, I don't know, it's so weird. Like some episodes I feel like I can't hit anything, and then I come in and I just non-stop just like wreck stuff the entire dungeon. I don't know. It's got to be like armor and weapon upgrades and things like that. I will more than likely, let's settle this guy real fast. Oh, okay. As I said it, there's the dodge right there. Well, that's okay because I've got a backup crusader who can take care of business. Thou art judged.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Another band-aid, another little bit of loot right there.
Promise of safety.
I know I used that torch early, I meant to. Just in case people are wondering. Do I have any holy water? I don't have any holy water. Nothing I could do with the occult scrawlings right now. Not worth the risk if you can't actually do it right. Stressful incantation out to Turnbutt. He's got a big belt. I wish my belt had balls like his. Those are like the medieval equivalent of like truck nuts right there. Since you guys are so squishy, I'm just going straight through the front with some AoEs. How's that sound? Actually, let's do that because honestly, she needs help anyway. So instead of just like healing her and risking getting a low heal, I'd rather deal damage and get a heal out of it. Assuming that she hits anyways. Finish her to the back line so that maybe this next zealous accusation gets them both. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. The plan came together.
Victories mount, so too will resistance.
Like peanut butter and jelly, mayo and mustard. Now, a nasty fight, but at least we surprised him, so that's on the plus side. We need to get some health distributed just in case, like, we take a couple crits on the next turn. However, since I can't get to the back line just yet, we're just going to have to go straight through the front for the time being. I'm going to have him mark him up. And the next turn, if we can't get him on this turn, we'll go straight through him on the next turn. Actually, yeah, that's an option. Do they both have that so that I can, like, have them both dance to the back line if I need to? Because that would be great, great synergy between two guys with the same ability. Ow!
Cannot be left unanswered.
Oh, and then a dodge. That's not good.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
You know what? Death needs to do a few more laps. I'll be with him in a second. Alright, a rain of whips right there. A rain of whips. I can think of greater precipitation I would like to feel atop my head. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean I don't know the next part of that song. I've heard that song like once in my entire... Really? With a 100% damage buff, you hit him for 11. Killing me right now, amigo. Killing me. Please don't crit. Yay! I mean, it might as well have been. That's a pretty big hit right there, but eh. There we go. Get a big old bastard out of the way. Then we'll get working on this guy. Definitely could use a heal over on this side. I think we're just about up and out of here, though, anyways. Is it defeat 100% of room combats, I think? So we may have to go back and handle a few, like, hanging chads or whatever, but...
Paid for in blood.
Yeah, let's go around this way. I should probably camp right about now, because our health is not looking really good. But, yeah, let's go camp. Let's camp.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
We'll go full on right there. We'll reduce stress and give everybody a heal real fast. Zealous vigil on him. What does that leave us with in terms of time? We've got pep talk. Pep talk to him. Does he have... Okay, give pep talk to him. We'll keep the stress reduction a little bit lower this time around, but either way, that got everybody pretty much back up to full health. I'm okay with it. If we catch an attack right here, we'll regret it, but I don't know if we will or won't.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
We're golden. Good, 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 good. It's because our bounty hunter took first watch. He's not popular, though, over at that little jewelry store. He's always taken the watch first, and unfortunately, that has really, really made him sort of like public enemy #1 over at the watch store. Little fight right here that more than likely won't bequeath very much loot, so it's better if we just rush our way through it. Keep on moving. Actually, there we go. That'll do her. That'll do her. And down they go. So that fight was barely like a... It wasn't even like a road bump. It was basically like a pebble in our path. At least it's alliterative, though, on the plus side. Bunch of spiders. This could go badly. This could definitely go badly, especially if we get a bad dodge in here somewhere. Or we failed this. Basically, they can stun lock us is what I'm worried about. Or they can mark you, and then everybody hits you, and then basically you've got a dead character very, very quickly. This fight can go wrong in a lot of different and special ways. Okay, webs. I actually don't really care if he gets webbed after... it doesn't affect me that much. It doesn't hurt my... Look, I can crit too. How do you feel about that? They're like, oh, we don't even have stress meters, so we feel fine about it. I'll probably try and AoE my way through this. It says the accuracy's 80%, but it so rarely misses, is the thing. Like, it goes off. I mean, useful ability is useful.
If only treasure
The hell is that?
the flow of otherworldly corruption.
A camouflage... What? So, who wants a camouflage cloak? I'm gonna go with Dufay. Hell yeah. 25% dodge. He loses a little bit of accuracy, but his accuracy is pretty much infallible anyway, so who cares? I'd stack another one on him, and his accuracy would still be fine. Like, especially after you upgrade his weapons a little bit. Go ahead and handle that real fast, because I'd like to get this done inside the confines of this episode. Nope, not fooling me again. Wait. Don't we have anti-venom or something? Will that work? No. Will the band-aids work? I just don't want them in my inventory, so it doesn't really matter that much to me. It's gotta be then. It's gotta be the herbs. It's gotta be the herbs. I've got the list right in front of me over on my other screen. I just can't, like, move it down to the proper spot to see what interacts with what, because it'll mess up my recording. In we go.
Struck. A blazing star is born.
Surprised? Huh? Surpresa? No? No surpresa for misa? No, not a little, not even a little bit. Man, lame. Eldritch push. You realize you've only really killed yourself here. You've mildly inconvenienced me, and you've basically killed your back line all in one turn. A little bit of damage to that little piggy went wee all the way to an axe in his goddamn face. That's not funny. That's overly violent. I don't like violent video games. Violent video games make me feel uncomfortable. Throw 6 in right there. Butcher cut. I actually feel like those little tongy things, those little serrats that he has on his, like, his butcher's cleaver, would make his job more difficult, not less. I'm gonna kill little piggy first because I don't feel like dealing with extra diseases that I have to cure after the run. It was a shot in the dark. It was a shot in the dark. Ball and chain. It's gonna stun up our healer. Luckily we haven't taken that much damage, so As I say that, I figured I'd get critted for like 28. Every time I open my mouth. Every time. That remains mildly inconvenient. However, it's going to be a lot less convenient for you. Enjoy being dead, asshole. Okay. Ooh, dodge that ball and chain. You'd think it'd be fairly easy to dodge something that huge. Like, it'd just kind of be like sidestep. Unless they had some kind of like fancy gymnastics to go along with it. Stress reduced. There you go. That'll make her feel better. We haven't used it very much because it's not honestly that great of an ability. It's okay. Like, it's passable. If you really need a stress heal, it'll get the job done, but by and large...
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
No keys left, but we got that. I kind of want to go back and test that real fast. Let's just keep trucking. We have stuff to do. We have things to accomplish. Can I burn you? No, I can't burn you. Damn it. See, I feel like I just do the same things over and over again because I never bring any of the supplementary items because they're just not that useful. Oh, it's blocked from all directions? Well, then let's just walk backwards and go around that way. Huh? Oh, man. Yeah, you should have known better, you dunce. What you doing right now? Running up and touching stuff in the dungeon? Come on. What did I tell you about touching stuff in the dungeon? I know that's the reason you and McCall don't get along. I didn't even press up right there. What are you doing? Go in a direction. That way. There we go. If you can learn to walk straight, I can learn to walk straight. I know we're going to get out of here. Like, we have to. Ow! I'm gonna start working on the back line, actually, because I find that to be humorous. And then everybody else can just, like, work on... Oh! Yay! Goody goody gumdrops. I don't really like gumdrops that much, so that saying never really did anything for me. Then again, the only gumdrops I've ever had are like the little Brock's one or the Bratches or however the hell you say that company's name. Those things suck. Then again, just about everything Brock's makes sucks. It all tastes like candy from like 1911. It's like the kind of thing that your grandparents say tastes good because they didn't have any other options and they just like grew up getting used to it. Like, now we have things like Butterfinger bars. I'm just saying, Butterfinger bar, huh? We have Almond Joys. We have Snicker bars. We have all of these things that are in many ways superior to all of the weird hard candies that you guys used to eat back in like the 1800s. I'm just saying. Necco wafers. My God. Would you like a Necco wafer? No, but you know what I would like? A strong kick in the sinuses. Thank you.
The bigger the beast.
I'd like you to just take your boot heel and just ram it into my sinuses as hard as you can, and that would be preferable. In all ways to eating any Necco wafer of any color or flavor. Worst candy ever. Anything that looks like a fire striker is not something I want to chew on.
Obliterated.
Like, I think there's a strong case to be made that when Tums tastes better than your candy, it might be time to go back to R&D. Maybe update them a little bit for the future. Because if you think about it, a Necco wafer and a Tums are like the exact same thing. Same consistency, only the Tums is a little bit more pleasant, and it keeps you from shitting yourself inside out. So take that, Necco wafer. Take that. You know there's going to be a fight in that room, too, that I'm going to have to deal with. Did we get everything? Okay, this should be the last room, I think. Another torch, but we're not going to take it. We're going to finish this last fight in style, in darkness and gold. Is how we shall bathe. You ever taken a shower like in the dark, just not turn the lights on? Or like taking a shower with just like a candle in the room? It's freaky. It's weird. You should try it sometime. It's an odd experience. Why it struck me that I should do that one day, I don't know, but I did it and it was weird. It was an experience. If you guys get hungry, like in the next 3 steps, I will destroy you. Maybe not destroy you, but I'll be very upset with you. We have a suppressed the enemies. So first turn being ours, I'll probably throw out some heals or something and try and make this whole thing function a little bit better. Probably go after the swine wretch, just because he's sort of like the biggest problem here. Stacking up those things that cost me a lot of money to get rid of. And then we'll get started on these 2 gents right here. With double 12s, actually. Not so bad. Did he do 12 on the first one? I don't know. Maybe I'm bad at counting. I don't even count that as arithmetic because it's just like counting to me. Eldritch push to the back line with you. He's like, oh man. Everybody's always discriminating against the paladins, make me ride in the back of the party line. This sucks. All you had to do was say no, man. Like, no. And then you could have been a hero to paladins forever. The Rosa Parks of paladins. And you just messed it up. You had your opportunity and you just let it happen. There it was. Either way, though. You're stuck in the back line now, so inspire some people or something. Tell an amazing story. There you go, an anecdote. And a necadote. Ah. Yeah, there you go. Trust on the healer. We don't have any more rooms left, so I can get rid of you. I don't know if we need the portraits that badly or if the gold is the better call here. Either way, though, I think we can use this on this right here. Yeah, the herbs have killed any diseases harbored in the food. That's pretty bad. If the disease is actually found mooring inside of the food, that's pretty terrible. Like, look at this thing right here. Have you ever seen an anchor on a bacterium before? It's pretty amazing, right?
Some experiments should have never happened. You are doing just work ending them.
It's just work. I think you might be underestimating what we're doing right now. It's just work, he said. It's just work. I'll have you know my job is very, very difficult. Sitting here and talking while clicking, so strenuous! It pains me. No. I had carpal tunnel for a while because of it, but that's like the biggest like hardship. That and like internet abuse. Yeah, on guard, so more speed, more dodge on the first round. Extra crit and melee. Disease resistant, thick-blooded. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for this long run through Darkest Dungeon. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, buddy, and hi-do.